This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
G'day punters. Well, February is upon us and it's one of the most important months of the year. There's Valentine's Day, there's my birthday, just to name a couple of events in there. But the most important thing is Dunkuary, because we at Sportsbet are throwing in $1,000 for every single dunk made in the month of February. 500 of that is going to Australian prostate cancer and another 500 is going to one lucky fan who's going to get the chance to shoot at the end of the month. We reckon it should sit around that 50K range. Right now it's sitting at 25,000, still plenty of months to go. But one fan is going to get the chance to shoot from half court for all that cash. So hopefully we can get a whole lot in there. A bit more Jalen Adams magic will really get that total up. Enjoy, and as always, keep dunking.
I'm never off my grind. I'm always on time. I'm ahead of the game. I'm first place. I'm in my prime. Hard work that pays off. I pay dues. I'm paid off. Cross me, get crossed off. I'm so fresh. I'm so raw. Go hard like a day. It's game time like game day. I ball hard and clutch play. It's game time like game day.
Hello and welcome to the Wynn Entertainment Centre in Illawarra for a critical battle in the race for the finals. The Hawks currently hold fourth spot. The JackJumpers want to steal it. So settle back wherever you're watching and join the MVP Corey Homicide Williams and NBL Championship winners Peter Hooley and Oscar Foreman and I for the final game of Hungry Jack's NBL round at 12. Welcome, guys.
Good to be here, Dwayne. A big game for the Hawks. Yes, they got a huge win the other night, but the JackJumpers, they play with some energy, and the Hawks want to keep this thing rolling. They're going to need that man to continue to do what he's been doing this season. Every team needs that figurehead on the defensive end. He is the guy for the Illawarra Hawks, and he needs to keep that energy up, and the rest of the team needs to follow.
Going to be an interesting starting five for Illawarra, and they've been tough so far this season. Been up and down, but they've been tough.
Yeah, they're a super talented team. We know that. I picked them early this year to win the championship. And they've stumbled a little bit, but they're getting this thing back together. But I'll tell you this. Listen to me, guys. This is a very important game because the Sydney Kings are coming. You did not see the game yesterday when they beat Perth in Sydney twice. The best point guard in the league plays for the Sydney Kings. They are coming. Illawarra need to get this win today.
Good to have your heart rate up early here, Corey.
It ain't coming easy.
Like the energy, absolutely.
Very important game. This is not going to be an easy game without Will Magnay. This team plays. Scott Roth has this team ready to go. Great challenge.
Also joining us for the broadcast championship winner, NBL royalty, Oscar Foreman. Oscar, welcome. How are you seeing Illawarra so far?
Look, I think Illawarra, the last few games, their defensive intensity has really been there. Obviously, twice playing Cairns, and Cairns in a bit of a rut at the moment. I'm excited to see how they go against the JackJumpers. With the JackJumpers, without Magnay, I expect their guards to really come to fire and open up offensively.
Now, Oscar, we know that the roster that's been put together from the Hawks are led from their guards, but Sam Froling, he was huge for them last season. How do they make sure that he is a consistent focus each night on different both ends of the floor? How do they get him involved?
Look, for him, I think it starts defensively and with just talk. I think he needs to be the vocal leader from in the paint on the defensive end, and then offensively, he needs to patrol that baseline in that dunker spot, and they need to look for him. When he's scoring and he's getting touches, the Hawks are playing well. When he's not, it means they're going a little bit too individual for my liking, and then it can dry up against some of the better teams like the Kings with their run at the moment, or United or Perth.
Well, I appreciate that because he's spot on. When you talk about things drying up, that's what happens. They get turned into isolation ball a little bit. The ball sticks. I think Sam Froling, he just has to be a focus, not just to go one-on-one, but just get him in the offense, get him a touch or make sure he sets a screen.
So to the Tasmania JackJumpers, who are snapping at the heels of those inside the top four. Let's have a look at their DoorDash starting five. Get $10 off your next 3 orders with Dash Pass. Use the code DashPassIt at checkout.
I'll tell you what, you highlighted, Corey, no Will Magnay. He's out for a couple of weeks. That's when they were playing their best. He was smiling. He is their defensive figurehead, coming across, trying to wall up and block some shots. Jared Bairstow into the starting lineup. This is as ultra small as a starting lineup will be for the JackJumpers. So right now you're thinking Sam Froling, do or breathe. They've got to go to town. And there's going to be a lot of energy from the JackJumpers. They might even potentially just switch everything 1 through 5. We'll figure it out.
Well, it's the first meeting between these two teams this season, so the scout will be interesting between Brian Goorjian and Scott Roth. Oldest and the newest team in Hungry Jack's NBL history. The Hawks' 43rd anniversary coming up. And the Tasmania JackJumpers, what an addition they've been. They're 6th on the ladder right now, 1-6, lost 7. Hawks 4th on the ladder, 1-8, lost 6. And they'll lose 4th to Sydney if they lose this one this afternoon to finish round 12.
So the key here for the Hawks is, yes, you know you're going to have the mismatches on the big fellas inside. You can't just try and force it in. You can't telegraph it because the JackJumpers know they're small as well.
Ball in the air, we're underway. Great to have your company wherever you're watching around the planet. Illawarra Hawks will get first use of it. Tyler Harvey hands it up to the man that we've spoken about pre-game, Sam Froling, Cleveland, all having a little touch. Justinian Jessup gets an early sider. And McVeigh puts it up early. Scramble away. Here we go, one for the highlights real early. A little lane instead from Antonius Cleveland.
Just hasn't warmed the tyres up completely. Antonius Cleveland, he got a couple of those against Cairns. That's what you got to stop. Transition, you can get these things up and about for the Hawks and expect the JackJumpers to take a lot of threes.
It's always got really good looking tyres as well. Antonius Cleveland, he's pulled out another new pair tonight. Majette, McVeigh. Back to Majette. Jessup the rebound. Crowd still up out of their seats. Reef hands it over. Sam Froling. Little fake to Jessup, went himself. Didn't fool those around him. Back to Jessup. 1 on the shot clock. And a huge rebound. Chew up Reef. Right spot, right time again.
That's what's going to happen. You've got to get a body because Reef, Sam Froling, their eyes are going to light up when they see how small that lineup coming out for the JackJumpers would be. Straight over the top of Matt Kenyon and one opportunity. And you saw when Sam Froling took Jack McVeigh down to the post, Josh Majette ran straight out into double team, and then they're just going to try and rotate. There'll be some issues on that defensive end with no Will Magnay.
There is the greatest of all time, 6-time championship winner. Brian Goorjian on the sideline here in Illawarra. Straight back at you. So they'll need plenty of that. Filled up by McVeigh. 1-4 their past 5 games, the JackJumpers. Got a good run going. Cleveland off balance. Tough shot.
It's good one-on-one defense. No, they're scrapping. They're going to play hard on the defensive end.
McVeigh. Bam.
If they can't, I'm telling you, this is a danger game.
Well, no doubt, because look at this. They've taken 4 threes of their 5 field goals. So Scott Roth and the players know that, yeah, they're missing Will Magnay, so their identity changes a little bit on the defensive end. So everything opens up. There's green lights galore. Everyone's going to get that opportunity to shoot the ball.
Harvey from the logo, well short.
And although they are a bit smaller, we know this, without Magnay, you can't just change your game plan. They, meaning Illawarra, they're a shooting team. So they're not just going to solely focus on throwing the ball in the post. This is why this is an even game. Trust me.
Jack McVeigh started to find some form. He's up and about. They need that energy from him. But that game, last game, the JackJumpers play when they lost to the Phoenix. They were leading that game at halftime, 40-38, and then shot 1 of 13 threes in the second half. They've been putting a lot up over the last few games. But I think even on this end for the Hawks, you still got to make sure Froling and Duobury get touches. You don't have to force it in there and tell them, okay, we've got the mismatch, go to work. Just try and get them involved, because the double teams might come, things might open up.
Sam Froling really working hard. Put back Cleveland. again. Too tall on the rebound attempt. Sam Froling, Harvey, Jessup, quickly down the floor. Where's the contact? Finds the net.
Nice floater by Jessup. Good advancement of the ball with the pass by Harvey.
It's worth noting that and one from Duop Reith when he went to the free throw line. They did not go to the free throw line the other night against Cairns until 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. That's what you speak about, Corey, them being a jump shooting team. Everything is a floater or a jump shot or a three ball. Antonius Cleveland's the only one who really attacks the rim.
Saved, maybe. It is. Cleveland. He made it work. Majet. Kenyon. McVeigh has already got a couple of threes. Hands it over, back out. Single figure shot clock, so Adams had to put it up. Well short. Harvey rebound. Froling. Turn baseline and rejected by McVeigh in his grill.
Oh, it's going to be Tasmania ball.
It's good one-on-one defense in the post.
Well, there might be a challenge here because Jack McVeigh's the one who blocked it. Froling looks a bit confused. Gorge might be throwing an early challenge out there.
We're reviewing that out of bounds. The call on the ball is white.
Yeah, that for sure. Illawarra ball for sure.
Oh, I thought it was pretty clear cut. And that's why. We see Ryan Gorgon. Ryan Gorgon hasn't been great with the coach's challenges and sometimes uses them very early. This one I'm a little bit more confident with for him because Jack McVeigh definitely blocked Sam Froling. Looks there like, yep, comes off Jack McVeigh. And you always get a little nervous in these moments just because when you slow it down frame by frame by frame, is there just a little bit of a fingernail or something from Sam Froling? Didn't look like it there. We might get a nice smile from Gorge who wins this challenge. And he even said, when he called the timeout, he said, I want to question that call. So he didn't even say he wanted to challenge it, just wanted to give the question. So having said that I'm pretty confident he'll win this. What are the chances that he loses it?
Here we go. Coach's challenge is successful. The call has been overturned. Black ball, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Illawarra keep their timeout and the
Oh, Maybury just staring into my soul, delivering that one. But I want one of the referees to go over and give Gorge the good news himself.
Oh, he knows. He was confident. Win early. Big game for both teams. Illawarra win. We'll have 3 teams with 9 wins to end round 12. Illawarra, Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix, Sydney. Melbourne top with 11 wins. Illawarra one of those on the level below. Different amount of games played by different teams, but Tasmania play this way back into the reckoning if they win this one. Reith, tough fadeaway 2 attempt, and 4 JackJumpers underneath for the rebound.
That's one thing I will give Jared Best, though. Uses his body really well. Even trying to crash the offensive glass, just gets to the right spot. Duop Reith just got to have the patience to really try and get him as low as you can, deep in that seal, around the charge circle, and then just rise up.
Adams had to retrieve it. Single figure shot clock, down to 3. Hands it to Kenyon. Huge rebound, and the hook didn't quite go. Fighting hard, lost it. No, still got it. So the tough work from McVeigh under the bucket gives them a second chance here.
It was good penetration and pass, kick out. He had a wide open look. JackJumpers are getting opportunities.
This is, you talk about being a danger game. JackJumpers are going to scrap. They're going to scrap hard on both ends, try and do everything they can. And we might get another challenge from Gorge. He's just got a successful one, and he's sprinting up to the half. He might go again.
He was over there.
Here we go. Have a look.
I watched him.
Review.
I watched him call it.
We have a coach's challenge heat check from Brian Gorgon. We've never seen that.
So for those unaware, if you win your challenge, you keep your challenge.
We have a heat check from the GOAT. He was late on it. He's got someone there with a computer looking at the replay.
Well, you want to get that right. If you're on his sideline calling for that.
I think he's going to win that one again.
Yeah.
2 1/4. He's unheard of scenes.
Let's head to that sideline, Oscar Foreman.
Guys, looking at the sideline, the stand, everyone in the stand stood up, and there were a couple of guys that looked like they had complete conviction that it was a Hawks ball. They were trying to communicate to Gorge. Gorge just missed him the first time. Then once the sub happened, they showed a replay on the TV, and then Harry Froling stood up and started yelling at Gorge too, and then he just called it. So it's come from the stands.
I like that. So could that be something we'll see in the future? The coach looks to the crowd to get a call.
Here we go.
The challenge is successful. The call's been overturned. Look on that one.
There we go. And yeah, Gorge has shown the ability to be persuaded into a coach's challenge so far this season but from the crowd. From players, well, hey, I wouldn't be listening to the crowd, because if you were sitting in the front row, I think it's a couple of free bevies, so they'd be enjoying themselves. And they just want the call.
Just ask for the crowd. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do I challenge it? Get them involved. 11-6 as it stands right now.
I must say, with all the incredible finishes and the wild scenes we've seen in NBL22 so far, I didn't expect a coach's challenge heat check, and he's got it too. Will we get a third in the first quarter?
Could we get a record amount as well if he keeps winning them? Rathan Mays, Sam Froling. Took it himself in the end. Couldn't get it to fit.
And again, that's great one-on-one defense on Froling that possession.
Besto hands it over. Kenyon had a sider earlier. Couldn't drop that one either.
They're going to live with that, with Matt Kenyon shooting three, just late closeouts to him. Trying to keep the ball out of the likes of Josh Adams, Josh Majette. So that's what I'd like to see. You're a guy who doesn't strike the ball from outside all that well. Good job from Sam Froling. You've got to cut to the basket every time you see someone drive. So we're going to have a look at what Oscar Foreman was talking about. So let's see in the front row. Look at that, right there. Those two are just...
Challenge!
They were loving it.
I think we started something.
And if I'm Josh Adams there and I hear that behind me, I'm snatching the ball and just throwing it in. Because he would know it would have been off himself. So as soon as you start hearing all that, and you might see Gorge moving, grab that ball out the ref's hands and just launch it into play.
And they're talking to me about it. We've had both challenges are overturned. You got the ball in both plays. What's the benefit of you coming to chew me out about it?
I'm not chewing you out. I'm just letting you know. You guys
but you don't have to. You don't have to. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to.
put it in a different number.
So with Rathan Mays just having a chat. I think his feelings known. Josh Majette to bring it down the floor. McVeigh has been hot early. Hands it over. McVeigh. Not this time. And here's Rathan Mays. Will he go coast to coast here? He feeds it instead. Harvey spent that before it earned it. Oh, he danced inside. He went left. Even his shadow went right.
It's a great one-on-one basketball play. Tyler Harvey. Crafty with the pill. Shakes him. Easy take. Nice finish.
One bonus. 25-point win against Cairns on Friday. You wouldn't believe it after the fact to have a margin like that. And for the first time in 53 games since the start of last season, both Tyler Harvey and Justinian Jessup were in single figures.
8 and 7.
And they win by 25.
Majette, nowhere to go. McVeigh. Steindl on the floor now. Waiting in the corner as always. Gets it. Shut down. He danced, but danced a little into Justinian Jessup.
Push in the chest with one hand.
So a push to the chest foul. Oh, yeah.
Coming in or not? No.
Hawks coming off a 25-point win over Cairns Friday night, as the boys were telling you. So back into some form. JackJumpers coming off a loss, but they were hottest team of the comp for a while. The 3 weeks before that. Majet floats it up. Big arc. Beautiful finish.
3 of 9 from the 3.
Knockdown there from Majet. Harry Froling was moving his feet well. Just got to close the gap. Send him towards some help.
Old school.
Nice fight.
Tim Conrad.
Conrad in that short corner.
McVeigh. Steindl. Oh, weren't on the same page there.
So here it is, Harry Froling moving his feet well, but just got to close the gap and say basically, you're not going to shoot the 3. You're going to run into somebody else. In a weird way, be thinking, if I do my job, get him off the 3-point line, it's not my issue anymore.
A little bit of pressure down the floor. Latar Mays. Ignores Conrad. Gives it to him now. Wants it back. Up fake. Tough shot. Adams. Steindl. Adams. Gets some space and makes them pay for it.
That is their 10th 3 of the quarter.
Well, they've got 12 points. They've all come from 3s. 10 of their 14 field goals from the 3. It's the way they're coming to this game thinking, we're going to come and get this win.
And pocket picked. Not quite able to get away with it though, but
Real good effort.
absolutely.
Defensively, they've been there. Limiting Illawarra so far to just 16 points. You know that's a shooter's gym.
I don't personally. I've heard some good things. gave away burgers on that. It's never nice in front of the Illawarra.
You did?
Yeah, they're not too friendly to the burgers.
Well, they've turned this over. 2 on the shot clock, so they're not going to get that shot up in time. JackJumpers can finish it strong.
Again, really good defense.
So we're here. 14.
A lot of JackJumpers.
Good. Can't run.
It's a double points game in many respects. With Tasmania hunting for the win and trying to stop Illawarra from getting one. Trying to steal their spot. And they get it back. Tough on the run. The runner from Steindl. Almost got it back, Cleveland. Weeks right with him, wearing him. Cleveland takes him on. And Hammett will go to the line for a couple. Antonius Cleveland.
It's a good attack by Cleveland. Super dangerous in that open court. We know this. It's the contact. Goes to the line for 2.
You had a couple of thumbs down.
Yeah, Gorgia in the background telling his team, we got to rebound. We got to rebound.
Only 61% from the free throw line this season, Antonius Cleveland. Man who's played 30 NBA games for Dallas and Atlanta. His family in town now. Settled in. Puts both in.
Stay attack.
Screaming.
He's going to go twice.
Emmett Nah on the floor, getting some important minutes, as he did the other night. And great work from McDaniel, making it count.
Good finish. Brian Gorgian screaming that play was going to go to Clint Steindl. And firstly, a misdirection cut. And here goes the random traps that the JackJumpers are really good at.
And backed in by Emmett Nah.
Hard to see Emmett Nah a little bit more now. Saw him in the Cairns game. It was good in the last few minutes.
Good ball movement against that pressure. Got him an easy layup.
Kristovic handed it up. Never looked likely from Weeks. Steindl gets it back. That's his spot. Here's it ever. His spot. All net. Clint Steindl.
JackJumpers doing a fantastic job on the boards. 5 offensive rebounds.
Nah. Latar Mays. See that shot clock, game clock differential. The JackJumpers get it back, little step back, then for the top for 2. Got the foul, and we'll go to the line.
We got bailed out there. Not a whole lot of movement on the offensive end. Everyone looked like they were on different pages. See here, and then good pullback from Tom Mays, and rise up, and Sam McDaniel just taking out his landing spot. Over the line for 2. So after taking forever to get to the free throw line, going for free throw number 7 and 8 in the first quarter.
Puts the first one in. He's only been 60% from the free throw line this season. XRM, Xavier Ratam-Mays. He gets them both. So the final roll of the dice for the JackJumpers. Macaulay McIntosh takes his time to set it up, and Conrad happy to commit that.
They had plenty to give the Hawks, but the JackJumpers didn't look set. You've got McIntosh running the offense. Now you give him a chance to set something up in the inbounds. And this is what I was thinking. Clinton Snyder just hit a 3. You've got to run something for him here. 7 seconds to go. Put the ball in his hands.
So Weeks looks at him, gives it back to the corner instead. Rolled around, and they do drop it on the buzzer. That was huge. McDaniel has been superb. JackJumpers have been superb, but it's still the Hawks by 2 at quarter time in the gong. If the JackJumpers can win this, they'll not only do themselves a favour, they'll do Brisbane a favour, they'll do Adelaide a favour. They'll unlock 4th spot for those snapping at the heels of the cream that's starting to rise to the top now in the Hungry Jacks NBL22 season. Illawarra by 2 at quarter time. The winner of tonight's $50 Kmart gift card is Mark Hodgetts, Elliott and Lincoln enjoying an NBL game at the Silverdome. Big JackJumpers fans.
Oh, they love that first quarter. They hit 7 field goals. 6 of them have been from 3. Haven't even looked to get to the free throw line yet. So 6 of 14 from outside. They keep this up, they'll be in a good position.
If you're an Illawarra Hawks fan, you need to see your team box out. Nice one-on-one move. We have a tied ball game.
Scott Roth just asking for that pressure at full court. And that's what you can give up. And we saw the Taipans try that on Friday, trying to get up and press full court. It can work. You can turn over the Hawks, but if they break that first line, someone's going to stop the ball because they can be really good in transition. Sam Froling really patient there. So right here, yep, you're going to go or not. McIntosh caught in two minds. Now someone has to stop Sam Froling. So if you're Jared Weeks there, you've got to run out to the three-point line and put your body on the line, because if he kicks it to Cleveland in the corner and takes a three early in transition, you'll live with that. Now, if that's Tyler Harvey and Justinian Jessup, maybe you can't do that. But Sam Froling just patiently walked it up, jogged it up, and then got fouled and got to the free throw line.
Rebound. Reith was there. McDaniel. Bairstow. Weeks. Steindl. Bam! That's his forte.
I mean, fantastic find. I love the way the Jack Jumpers are going about it. They're not being rushed. You know, they're taking their time. And on the other hand, Illawarra, you know, they want to get the ball, get it out the net, and push and run. Classic example of that.
They were in a half-court trap before, back to a 2-3 zone. Now, McIntosh, that looked like it came off McIntosh. Good defense from Breath. But if you go back to a 2-3 zone, you have to find Clint Steindl. You need to know where he is if you're in a zone. Look at Jared Weeks, one pass. That's too much space for a guy who just knocked one down to end the quarter.
Lost it, did McIntosh. Cleveland. Harvey had to retrieve it. Got lucky there.
McIntosh, in that possession, you got to be better. You got to take care of the ball.
Steindl gave it some thought. Takes on Harvey. Weeks. McIntosh. And in the end, McDaniel.
And I like that mid-range shot. He didn't settle for the three. That's his forte, right? That's his sweet spot.
Took the words out of my mouth, because that's exactly right. Know your role. Know where you succeed the best. Sam McDaniel shoots the three ball okay from the corner. When he's in that spot at the high post, loves to get to his mid-range. Yes, the shot clock's running down, but get to your spot. Not there. He's already knocked down a couple of those. Tassie with a 2-point lead.
I just like how comfortable they are out there. They're not rushed. They're getting the shots that they want.
Scott Roth. Passionate. Got the crowd revved up in Tassie a few weeks ago. And he's been instantly loved. Reith from the top. Couldn't get it to fit. Weeks. Steindl. Had some space. Was there, and a little nudge. Fabian Krislovic was under the bucket, edged out.
It's all it's going to take, a little nudge, because Gorge's frustrated because guys like Krislovic, guys like Jared Bairstow, they're going to get in the right spot. And if you don't box them out, they're at least going to get a hand on the ball. They're going to cause some fouls, whistles to be blown. They play hard.
Weeks took some time, got it in. McIntosh. Bit of room to move. And rejected by Sam Froling. Not in my house. Got it out of there. Jessup. Float. Well, it was an alley-oop attempt.
Great hands by Krislovic.
McDaniel. Got it going on.
Fantastic ball movement. The ball is finding the open man, and they're executing.
Again, know your role. Play what you do best. Corner three ball.
8 of 17 from the three. They're shooting at 47%.
Harvey, step back three. Left it short. Jock Reith. Again, right spot, right time.
That'll frustrate Scott Roth, because you do the hard work. It's a tough shot from Tyler Harvey, who, McIntosh just fallen asleep.
Harvey flicks it. Cleveland. Reith again under the bucket. Draws the foul. Will go to the line.
There you go, Corey. You talk about know your role. Ball movement, player movement. A couple of different guys who are trying to just test the waters. Sam McDaniel getting to the corner three. He'll take that one. That's where he likes to shoot the ball from three. Do up, Reith. Too big, too strong. Jared Weeks was down there. McVeigh had Sam Froling originally. You've got to do their work early. A little bit. I know they're short on bodies, but Kyle McIntosh had a couple of possessions here that haven't been too great.
He ain't ready to play.
And I was
You can clearly see he's not. I just threw my pen across the room.
I thought for sure that there might have been a sub there just to bring him out and have a couple of words. Say, look, we need some more from you. You're going to get the opportunity. Just need a little bit more from you.
And for those at home enjoying this, Corey Homicide Williams not joking either. He actually threw his pen across the room.
You got to be ready to play.
Do you need my pen?
I'll take another. I got a spare right here.
The good part is, well, you've got about 7 or 8 you can go to during the course of the afternoon.
Being ready to play, it's all about energy. If you're going to be a little flat, and you saw him just try and bring that ball up, Tyler Harvey picked it from him. You live with mistakes in a game like this if they're aggressive mistakes.
Oh, it's becoming a clinic at the moment for McDaniel.
9 of 18 from the 3. I told you this was a danger game.
Froling back out to Cleveland. And they know it's game on now. Crowd's been silenced a little. They're trying to rev it up again. To the corner. Jessup. Reith again. Pocket picked. McIntosh trying to stop Corey from throwing another pen to make amends. Hands to Majette. McIntosh. Got in there. Rejected. Gets it back. Still alive. Majette.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy. Oh, well, no timeout.
10 of 19 from the 3.
That one when Josh Majette walked the ball over in the half court first, normally he would just let that fly. They get the rebound off the block. Man, I thought there might have been a quick timeout.
There'll be one right here if they hit this one.
No doubt about that. And I'm not sure we're going to be able to have the cameras in there.
Majette gets it back. Who's got to take the shot to rub some salt in here? McVeigh. He started all this. Feeds it out. McIntosh.
Gorgeous up there.
Harvey Euros past a couple, draws a foul.
What a fantastic display by the JackJumpers on offense. Tyler Harvey does the right thing. Don't settle for a J. Goes to the basket, gets fouled. Now he goes to the line for 2 to stop this bleeding.
Well, the bench of the JackJumpers was up and about. I say that this should be potentially looked at as an offensive foul with the little round the world. Jen looked like he copped one in the face on the elbow.
Pick and roll, splits and pick and roll.
What a performance so far from the JackJumpers.
No Magne. And the rest of the team has stepped up. The bigs have stepped up, holding Illawarra to 30 points in a quarter and a half of basketball.
It's a timeout from Scott Roth.
Bit of contrast where they're taking their shots from and where they're landing their shots from, with Tasmania up by 5.
Oh, have a look at this. SodaStream shot chart. JackJumpers, look at all the green dots outside the 3.
Wow, Illawarra have not hit a 3.
And they're a team designed to take a lot of 3s and make a lot of 3s.
JackJumpers come to town, 10 of 20.
That's what they're going to have to do, and they know that. The games, their winning streak they went on, they were hitting double-digit 3s. When they won 4 in a row, they were hitting double-digit 3s. 14 was their best. They're already up to 10, and 10 of 20. And maybe one of those has been rushed or heavily contested. The rest have just been ball movement through hands, running plays. Sam McDaniel, 3 of 3, and he's struggled this season. That's why he lost his starting spot, because if you're not knocking down, he's a 3-and-D type player like Matt Kenyon is. So if he's not locking up on defense and not knocking down the 3, shooting at just under 30%, Scott Roth moved on and said, look, I need something else. So this is huge for Sam McDaniel. This is what he needs to bring. That's why he was an integral part of that championship winning team for Melbourne United last year.
Crowd a little stunned right now. Game 3 of a Sunday triple header to end round 12. We may have saved the best till last. Adelaide doing a demolition job on Cairns. Melbourne United likewise on New Zealand. The JackJumpers have come to Illawarra on a mission. Try and open up that fourth spot on the ladder, not just for themselves, but for the other teams outside of the top four as well. Adams, Conrad, right with him. Carried.
Great defense by Conrad, not going for that crossover. He was able to keep him in front. Turnover.
Xavier Ratam-Mays brings it down the floor. Jessup steps it in, mid-range 2, all net.
Oh, just getting to his spot, just in his Jessup, good knockdown. Bring it back within 3. Huge 4.5 minutes here before halftime.
Back to Majet. Little up fake, and Conrad didn't bite.
Another good defensive possession.
Reith. He's got McIntosh for company. Turns baseline on him. And Ratam-Mays just wanted it more than everybody else. Couldn't put it in. With the rebound attempt. Good contest.
That's a better effort by Illawarra at both ends. Getting 2 stops, causing 2 turnovers. Coming down here, crashing the boards. Didn't make it, but still their ball.
The split game, the split game.
Reith from the line. Better than 80% from here. Trolling boys having a rest.
And as you can see, Tasmania over the limit in the fouls. So this would be a perfect time for Illawarra to get feet in the paint while attempting to score.
12 of 16 from the line.
McDaniel checked his feet and dropped the bomb.
Well, 3 of 3, and again, get to your spot. Now, I'm going to highlight something at halftime. They messed up that possession, the possession before when it was a turnover. What should have happened? Because right now, he needs to be in the corner. That's where he is successful. He's shooting the ball extremely well. Get to your spots.
Of 21.
The look away didn't work. He should have looked. Straight back down the other end. Adams, oh, he could have gone. McVeigh thought he was going to go. Adams, the up fake from the corner. Oh, part of the grand plan.
Well, you can't drop your hands because Josh Adams, wasn't going to shoot the ball until Tim Conrad just left his hands at his knees. 12 of 22. Mind you, there was definitely, Josh Adams got away with a travel before he relocated.
Sure did.
Home team on the ropes at the moment. Oh, Adams into his leg.
What an impressive shooting display by these road JackJumpers.
Well, the JackJumpers are jacking jumpers.
Nice one, Uli.
12 of 22. I've been extremely impressed with Sam McDaniel, and I'm sure deep down there's a massive smile on his face. But 18 points, 7 of 7 from the field, has not missed. It's 4 of 4 from 3, and it just started with, got that one going, and then got to his spot, as you mentioned, Corey. So corner 3 balls, that's what he made his game over the last couple of years. The mid-range jumper. So if it's not a corner 3, he's going to get to the mid-range jumper. But other than that, he's in there to play defense, knock down the open 3 ball. Right there, didn't settle, got to his spot, knocked it down. 18 points in the first half. Having himself some sort of night.
And on the defensive end, he's playing really good one-on-one defense on Harvey. Tyler Harvey with just 5 points. And you talked about it, 3 and D.
Yeah, what?
Hadn't missed a field goal.
If that's your SodaStream shot chart at any point, and there is not a single red X on there, it'll be all smiles.
Only Tasmanian on the main roster for the Tasmania JackJumpers. Sam McDaniel, 42-34.
Let's highlight the fact that he's only played 8 minutes. He pretty much got 20 in less than a quarter. a play on the court.
So he needs a couple more shots, you reckon?
Man.
Mays feeds it. Reef, part of the seas, got between them and put in a much needed 2. Majet, like what he saw. McVeigh in the corner. Adams.
I love that from Josh Adams. Just putting the ball on the floor, really aggressive. A few words to say. Antonius Cleveland. Antonius Cleveland, first time he's matched up against Josh Majet, and they were teammates. The Atlanta Hawks in 2018. It's always good when you catch up with someone you've crossed paths with.
Go, Sam. Got one.
It's Majet. McVeigh. McDaniel. McVeigh. Rejected by Reef.
I'm saying McDaniel, I'm claiming that was a pass. You're not ruining your perfect night.
Step back, Tyler Harvey. The hokey pokey. He put the foot in, took the foot out, put 3 in.
And that's their first 3-point make of the game.
Just went a bit too quick, Josh Adams, because that play is designed for Clint Steindl. And there was a breakdown on the defensive end. But here's Tyler Harvey. Puts the brakes on. Doesn't need a whole lot of space.
Nothing but net.
Josh Adams just slowed down so slightly. Clint Steindl was open on that brush screen across the top of the key.
And under the bucket, McVeigh. Delightful.
Well, it's just been very simple offense for Tasmania. We can't talk about everything that's gone wrong with the inconsistencies for the Hawks. Defense has been a big one. They've given up 44 points.
Mays behind the back. Step back 2. Beautiful. Steindl. McVeigh had some space. Harvey. Chance for the Hawks to finish strong in this first half. Mays gets through McDaniel and floated and go.
Looked like Reith was caught in 2 minds. Is that a floater or is that a pass? And in the end, didn't time it well at all.
Josh Adams. Conrad in his grill. Lost it. Mays. Cleveland.
Foul. Good foul from Clint Steindl. We mentioned just 60% from the free throw line. Well, he's knocked 2 down, but in the end, he's going to probably go up and score anyway.
It's again a good defensive stop. One-on-one, Conrad again forces a turnover.
Well,
Adams trying to take him off the dribble and he's unable. That's 2 times he tried and 2 turnovers.
And then what happens is because the weak side, when you've got shooters who are feeling good like Clint Steindl and Sam McDaniel, they just stayed still. You've got to at least move to occupy the defense to help Josh Adams create the lane. And what happens more often than not is you get open because of that, because you've moved off the ball. Means Josh Adams might find someone who's open, extra pass, but both players who have been shooting the lights out to start this one were just waiting, and the defense of the Hawks could just stay right in the lane and clog it up.
Cleveland puts both in.
There's Brian Gordon yelling, one stop.
McVeigh. Adams. Majet. McVeigh. The fake. Harvey the rebound. They can take the lead back here, Illawarra. Cleveland. Reith. Jammed it. Stolen. Pocket picked by Steindl. So they can have the last shot here, and he knows it.
They're going to lead a half-time with the lead. Unless something bad happens here. A really good first half. Can they get some momentum?
Majet milks it down. Fade away two, tough shot. One last chance, McDaniel on the buzzer.
He's got himself a 20-piece McNugget at halftime.
46-43, the scoreline at halftime. The Win Entertainment Centre in Illawarra in shock at the moment.
20 points in 11 minutes. 8 of 9 from the field.
Oscar Foreman downstairs.
Sam, 20-piece on pretty much perfect shooting. What was your mentality coming into the game tonight?
Nothing changed. Same as I do at every game, just be confident, you know. Tonight they just happen to be going in, so yeah.
Will Magnay out tonight. What are you guys going to talk about at halftime, and what's the key to beating the Hawks tonight?
Probably just offensive rebounding. You know, like you said, with Will out, we're a little bit short on the glass, but, you know, we're a feisty team and we just need to get in there and rebound.
The bigs are having their way a little bit. You guys are really fighting in there and doing a really good job. Do you expect that to continue in the second half, and how do the guards help out there?
Just getting in and rebounding, like I said. You know, they got a couple of big boys down there, being physical down there and trying to get rebounds, so we just need to go down and help out.
Good luck in the second half. Appreciate it.
Only Tasmanian on their roster. He's got 20 points. Has Sam McDaniel. Illawarra getting a big scare. Which takes the call. It's coming from inside your house. Tasmania by 3. Final game of our Hungry Jacks NBL22 Sunday triple header, and we've saved the best till last. 46-43, the away team, the JackJumpers, looking to open up fourth spot and help steal it from Illawarra, who own it now. Lead by 3 as we look at the Hungry Jacks highlights to half-time.
Fantastic performance by the road team. They have hit 12 of 24 from the 3. 12 threes they've hit in this first half. 20 points in 11 minutes Sam McDaniel has. They're just moving the ball really well. It's really a good contest, but I said it earlier, this is a danger game for Illawarra. If they do not find ways to get stops and win, Sydney Kings are coming for that 4th spot. They got to win this game somehow.
McDaniel with 20 points. Jack McVeigh lit it up early. 8 points so far. And it's hard to know what we're going to get from Illawarra. They've been a little up and down this season, so big second half coming up for them.
Big. They're trying to make an emphasis on going to the bigs, but you know what? Credit where credit's due. The JackJumpers are playing really good defense, keeping their man in front of them on the post. There's not really much happening. Reith getting the ball, but he's getting a lot of scoring opportunities based off offensive rebound, and he's doing a really good job at that. Antonio Cleveland is doing a good job as well in transition and getting to the free throw line. But the JackJumpers have done so well on defense as far as Tyler Harvey's concerned. They have him on smash. He only has 8 points. He doesn't really have a big he's not a big factor in the first half of this game, and he's going to have to get involved because on the other end, the JackJumpers all are involved. They're doing it by committee. But shout out in that first half to Sam McDaniel. 20 points on 8 of 9 from the field. Fantastic.
Good to see you with your heart rate up, throwing those pens early as well. Let's go to Peter Hurley in the analysis centre.
Well, guys, firstly, shout out Dan Shamir for the white sneaks. I'm feeling like Dan Shamir on the sideline. But the JackJumpers offense has been outstanding, and it's been really simple. That's what they're doing. So Clint Steindl had just hit a 3 before this play. So this is when the foul was called, end of the first quarter. What they're going to do is run him off this screen from Krislovic, and Antonius Cleveland knows you've got to stay connected to Clint Steindl. So the idea here is to find out where the success is. Keep an eye on Sam McDaniel getting to his spot. Simple offense. So the ball comes in, you've got to stay connected. Clint Steindl curls, Sam McDaniel hits one of his corner 3s to get going. On the defensive end, when they're down Will Magnay, it's all about having the energy, having the pressure. So they get the ball in. Fabian Krislovic guarding Reith. Now, if you're defending this, who do you not want to have the ball to make a decision? So if you're the JackJumpers, you want the ball out of this man's hands, Tyler Harvey. You're okay with Reith being the decision maker. So what that means is they're going to look for him to throw the ball. Mikhail McIntosh is going to come and stunt to blow up where Reith is. Watch the effort to get back from Krislovic just to blow up this play. Get the ball out of Tyler Harvey's hands. Mikhail McIntosh comes, they'll settle with that. If the big fella's going to be the decision maker, that's fine. Now, we talked a little bit about what they're doing wrong on the offensive end. This is what happens when you become a bit stagnant on the away side. So they're going to get a ball screen here for Josh Majette. This is what I spoke about. Get to your spot where you're successful. Sam McDaniel does not want to shoot a wing 3. Jack McVeigh in the corner does want to shoot a wing 3. Something has to happen on this side. If you're Jack McVeigh, set an up screen on Justinian Jessup so that McDaniel can get to the corner. Occupy these 2 defenders because they just stand still. Look how the Hawks defense just blows this play up. There's no movement. They get nothing going, turnover. That happened a couple of times. Anytime they get that movement, their offenses look good. Just certain little things to adjust. Big 20 minutes, but the offense has been flowing besides that.
Yeah, spot on, nicely explained. Big second half coming up. It's been great during the month of February, which we've renamed Dunkuary as well. Huge, really. Dunkuary, for every dunk during the month, $500 will go to Australian prostate cancer research. A further $500 for each dunk will go into a fan prize pool, and you can have a chance to shoot for the prize pool. We're up to $37,500 right now. Corey, give us your dunk of the year so far. I know you've been arguing about this.
Welcome to the NBL Matthew Dellavedova. My favorite dunk of the year, Mitch Creek, a.k.a. Wolf Creek, posterizes Delhi. My favorite.
So half that prize money to the fan, you'll get a chance. So make sure you enter for your chance to win half that prize money, and it will keep accumulating during the month of Dunkuary. Big second half coming up. Let's hope we get a few dunks. JackJumpers by 3. Second half about to get underway at the Wynn Entertainment Centre in Illawarra. Let's hear from Brian Goorjian, the Hawks coach, with Oscar Foreman a short time ago.
Gorge, coming into any game where the opposition is down there, big man, is it dangerous coming in and trying to change your style, or is it just you take advantage of that and go inside?
I didn't even take note of being down to big man. What they've got is an extra guy like the Delhi situation in McDaniels burying every shot he touches. I thought we did a good job tonight as far as what we're trying to get done. The three-point line killed us, and some secondary on balls, but I thought we stayed in the fight, and I thought they really stretched us with the hot hand, 12 for 24 from the three. So we're in a war.
And with that war, what adjustments do you make in the second half then?
Well, I just think, you know, guys off the ball just being a little more like one step closer to your guy. We still got to rotate. We still got to shift. But with it, too many catch and shoot threes, and then making sure that we box out and no second shots.
Absolutely. Good luck for the second half.
Brian Goorjian with NBL royalty, Oscar Foreman courtside, and Josh Majette adding to the woe early.
Well, they did what Gorge wanted and stay attached to the shooters, but in the end, Josh Majette just slowly walked his way into a layup. 1-2 there from Dwight Reith. Good knockdown, but that is the worst shot in basketball. Long two. He's got a toenail on the line. Just take a little step back and get the extra point. And he's already, I mean, you're talking about the hot hand, but to be honest, for the JackJumpers, it happened before McDaniel checked into the game. Good knockdown from Adams. McDaniel only came in with a minute to go in the first quarter. Clint Steiner already hit a couple. They were playing with energy. They were on the offensive glass, so they set the tone. And then they kind of just rode the McDaniel wave after that.
That last two possessions for the JackJumpers, they look really good because they're getting the ball through hands and getting through their offense.
A couple of stops and a couple of buckets so far for the JackJumpers to start this third quarter. That rattles its way out, but stolen back by McVeigh. Cleveland got it from Harvey. He tried to Euro, couldn't get past Kenyon in the spot.
What the JackJumpers have done well on the defense, I mean, not that possession, the one before. The mid-range jump shot from Cleveland. It's what do you want to live with? If Antonius Cleveland has 30 points on mid-range jumpers, you shake his hand and say, well played. You deserve that. But that's what they're going to try and win with. Oh, McIntosh with... Thought he might have had it. Could have been a whistle there, but in the end, good energy. Look at the rebound count.
Look at the offensive rebounds. 11 offensive rebounds. And as you're saying, Hooley, sorry to cut you off. 28 to 19. Tasmania JackJumpers in the rebound count.
Sam McDaniel that Gorge spoke about, his career high before today was 15 points, and he's never made more than 2 threes in a game. His father, Wayne, the great Wayne McDaniel, had over 7,500 points and never made more than 1 in a game. So this is a great game not only for him, but for the whole family. And it's still second half to go.
Oscar Foreman, courtside.
Just noticed the last 2 minutes, Europe's had that long two, and then since then, he's had Jack McVeigh posted up the last 2 times down the floor and hasn't got a look in. He then called a timeout, or a little on-court timeout with his crew, made a note, so I'm expecting that he'll get that look now. Although, just as I say that, Harvey jacks up a 3, so
well, that's
commentator's curse.
And that's what I was talking about at the start of the game. You know Will Magnay's not playing. You don't have to necessarily make Dwight Reith shoot 20 shots, but at least throw it in there, because the defense knows they're down that key defender as well. If he's got a mismatch, throw it in there. He's a willing passer. If he will not try and force something up.
That was clever, Cleveland. Under the bucket. They sneak one in. Jet, McVeigh. Adams. And Jessup pulls down the rebound.
Get the ball level.
Harvey. The crowd give them silence. JackJumpers have silenced them a little. Reith. Here's his bulk. And pulled down. Adams.
Well, it looks like he got away with the travel as well. But again, we talked about in the first half, Corey. You've got to be in the spot that you're most comfortable with to be successful. Duop Reith in that mid-range we talked about.
How's the arc on that from McIntosh?
It's all happening, Dwayno. It is all happening.
And he's come into the second half ready to play, more focused. And as a result of that, productivity.
6'7" Canadian on a one-year deal. Macaulay McIntosh played in France, Belgium, South Korea, NBA G League. Turning it on now, Cleveland with the hop at the top.
Little jack jumpers, you're saying, good knockdown again. We're going to live with that. And that play before from Duop Reith is what I showed at halftime. That is what the jack jumpers will be okay with as well. You're going to have to try and make a play yourself from that pick and roll, getting the ball at the top around the MG logo.
Oh, crunch. Sam Froling. Harvey, well, McIntosh knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Good rim protection. Got a big fella on the other end. McIntosh, nothing but nylon. Nice mid-range make by Cleveland. Just a little over-aggressive that one.
Well, you're right, Dwayne. He picked the right way to go. And then the job was half done. Just keep your hands out. Keep playing with your body. He's going to sit down with 3 fouls.
Ooh. That travel gets called this time.
And you see there on the weak side, they're throwing the ball to Duop Reith. Josh Adams is ready to rotate, and the extra pass, who's normally going to be a shooter, is Antonius Cleveland. That is how they want to play. That is what they're trying to live with. That's exactly what they would have gone through in the shoot-around, trying to break down their defensive scheme. Scott Roth would be thrilled.
Majette. Adams. And call on Cleveland.
Nice take.
No score.
Josh Adams staying aggressive, working extremely hard because Cleveland's a good on-ball defender.
Fouls just right before that, he held the shoulder of Josh Adams. There's not a whole lot in it, but just enough to not let Josh Adams get full speed. And then it was a hook. No, that wasn't called. Josh Adams in a bit of trouble.
Kenyon. Majette. From a meter outside, drops another one.
You know that man can shoot across half court. You have to be higher than that. It makes you pay. Turnover.
Josh Majette played NBA at Atlanta, 18 games at Orlando.
See where Sam Froling is backing up on that. You're right, Corey. You've got to be at the three-point line. Josh Adams can't see that space. Josh Majette, sorry, he cannot see that space. He's 3 of 4, and he loves that. He eats that up. As soon as the big starts to retreat, he's going to walk into a 3-ball.
Got some craft. Majette also played with the USA men's national team in the qualifiers. It's giving Brian Goorjian some trouble.
The 5-man, you're so key. The ball's coming up the sideline, and they're trapping, all right? And they're playing this. That's the flash. You've got to, I mean, even on the play from out of bounds, when we came out of the time, getting that catch, stepping up and being a man. You got to do that. And then we're in the splits game, all right? When against pressure in the backcourt. Hey, let's go reverse throwbacks. Reverse throwbacks. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Right there, Brian Goorjian talking about exactly what we've highlighted. When they go to trap or aggressive show, that release passes to the big that's flashing, which has been Duop Reith. And he hasn't made too many great decisions out of it unless it's just a straight catch and shoot, which is his bread and butter. Pick and pops is what Duop Reith can do well. So now he's made the sub. Sam Froling and Tim Conrad are going to be in the front court. And one of those two to make a better decision. And if it's Tim Conrad, well, that thing's going up.
Got a spring in their step. The JackJumpers came into the house full of belief. Majette. Adams off balance. Oh my goodness. How good was that?
15 of 28 from the 3. Still cooking. Turnover.
They're out by 12. Adams hands it over. And Kenyon joins the party.
Well, that's set from the Josh Adams. I know the 3 might not look pretty in the end, but that was a beautiful offensive half-court set. It's exactly how you execute after a timeout.
14 points. Conrad brings it back by 3.
Needed that. Chalmers had momentum.
Adams, same spot, different result. Cleveland brings it down the floor. Tried to go alone. Hammered by Crisler.
So here's the play they drew up after the timeout call from Brian Gorge. And keep an eye on Josh Adams in the middle of the screen here. All of it, there was so much misdirection before that Antonius Cleveland was just confused, and Josh Adams took off. Was off balance when he caught it, but everyone went at full speed, which meant the Hawks were thinking, okay, where's the shot coming from? And then at the very last second, Josh Adams flew off that little flare screen and got wide open.
Tasmania looks so good when they're poised and run their offensive set. They're getting any shot they want.
And you look at that play there, or even this quarter, this game, compared to the first 3 weeks of the season, they did not get through offensive sets. It was all one-on-one, heavily contested step backs, all the stuff that Scott Roth did not want as part of their culture and identity. They've changed that, and good things have happened.
Yeah, new team, new coach, new roster, obviously. The chemistry is there well and truly now. Majette carved his way past them, and the putback by McVeigh.
Well, they get lucky, he misses a layup, and they can't secure the rebound. Jack McVeigh.
They have done a fantastic job on the glass. That is 12 offensive rebounds in the game.
Oh, Jessup misses the layup.
15 of 29 from 3, 52%. They're going to add another one.
Oh, 16.
Josh Majette.
Why not?
Phenomenal.
This is why every other team, if you're not...
I told you they was in trouble today. I told you this was a danger game.
Whatever your favourite team is, everyone's second favourite team would be the JackJumpers, because it is so fun when they're in this frame of mind.
Cleveland with a push and a hook. Caught on Josh Adams.
So you got to put a hand up.
That's twice now. Tim Conrad's been caught on Majette, hands down.
Jet shows you what he's about. 3 leads.
16 of 30 from 3.
Scott Roth said when he took over as coach, you only get one chance to establish a culture when you start a new club, to establish an identity. Definitely doing that. Pressuring everything from Illawarra. Little up fake. Cleveland mops it up.
Needed that. Those are the type of plays that the Jackies have had all game. Tony's Cleveland using a bit of their own medicine.
Adams and Majette. Rebound there.
There's Jared Bairstow.
Pulled out, Bairstow.
Look at that.
Good eye.
Kenyon.
Look at the hustle. Jared Bairstow, undersized, just getting in the right spot at the right time. And also, now it's the real fine balance of the JackJumpers. Don't fall in love with trying to find every 3-ball possible.
13 offensive rebounds. That's just effort and heart and wanting it more.
Sam Froling, single figure shot clock, had to go alone and puts the sledgehammer in.
They need more of that too. His first field goal of the game.
Majette, Adams, almost the foul to go with it.
Whatever I said.
And the big gooseneck on the 3.
Whatever I said 40 seconds ago, take it back.
Dude.
Keep hunting the 3-point line. Oh my.
Harvey. Baton Mace. From the top, much needed too.
The most threes by any team this season in a game was 17, and that was last night by Perth. The JackJumpers have 17 right now at 53%. They are well on their way to some sort of record performance. Sam Froling. Again, we spoke to Oscar at the top about just how to get him a little bit more involved. He's not someone you have to just keep giving the ball to and saying, go to work, get us a bucket. Whether it's a high post flash, whether it's a pick and roll, If there's a mismatch, put him in that high post. He's got a great rip left, and we saw it right there.
Crowd stunned. Get a stop. Besto couldn't finish that one. Ratam Mays with the shake and bake. Gets inside, gets the foul, gets the 2.
Well, much better on the defensive end. We've been highlighting how the JackJumpers are trying to get that ball out of Tyler Harvey's hands or Ratam Mays' hands and make do or breathe, make a decision. That play before, they made Jared Bairstow have to make a play. Couldn't do it, and down the other end, Ratam Mays capitalises.
Fantastic in and out cross. Finish.
Been the difference maker in a couple of games this season, Xavier Ratam Mays.
8-5-5 right now. Make that
9. This is one of those ones, even as a player and coach Brian Gordon, you're thinking they can't possibly keep shooting like this. You would probably said it at halftime. Look, it'll dry up eventually.
A quarter and 1 minute left. It's been an epic performance so far by the JackJumpers. Can they continue it? Majette having some fun. Hands it over. McDaniel. Kenyon. One on the shot clock. Lost it. Oh. And it expires on them. They get an important stop with 53 seconds left.
Well, they needed that. They get a score here. One more stop and another score. And again, a good defensive possession. Get the ball to someone who you want to make the decisions.
Ratam Mays. Floated it up. Was it 2 for 1 on offer for them? Might not have been a shot. Steindl. Stolen. Harvey. Little shot clock, game clock differential. He takes it coast to coast and he can't get it to fit.
Well, there wasn't really going to be enough time for a 2 for 1 there if you're Tyler Harvey. In the end, Jackies get the last shot. Their last 3 offensive possessions have not been good. See what they can execute here.
JackJumpers have got to take a double-figure lead in with a quarter to play. Banks its way back out, although Ratam Mays, Jessup on the buzzer, rims out, and that's been the story of their afternoon. Massive last quarter coming up in the final game of the Hungry Jacks NBL22 round 12. Do not go anywhere. Settle in. 10-point game. 1 quarter left. A quarter to play in Illawarra. Great to have your company. If you weren't aware, Lifesavers has launched a new range of fruit tingles, chocolate balls and chocolate blocks. They're available now in supermarkets, the new chocolate range. Fun new way to enjoy the iconic and nostalgic fruit tingle Lifesavers that we all have loved. And boy, to Illawarra need a lifesaver right now. Down by 10 with a quarter to play. Stunned silence in the gong. Steindl feeds it under the bucket. The reverse rejected and kept alive. Good start.
Great start. First play of the last quarter. Got to set the tone for what is the most important 10 minutes of the Hawks season.
Grief. Got the foul, got the two. Huge start. Stop down one end. Might get three down the other.
Well, it's exactly how they wanted to start. The defense was great. Then who do you want making a play? Jared Bairstow was the one. It's a dump down. They stayed connected. Play was designed for Clint Steindl. They blew it up and then down the other end. The fella gets the M1.
Courtside, Oscar Foreman.
Perfect series of events right there for the Hawks. Get a hustle play after the block and then an N1. When I was walking up and down the sidelines, you could tell the crowd was a bit pessimistic. It was flat, and that's proved them right up. So great plays by the Hawks.
Now they're going to go with a full court pressure. Not necessarily trying to steal it. Just trying to slow them down so that, look, they're starting their offensive set. 12 seconds on the shot clock now.
Steindl gets some separation. Can't get the bucket. That's Mays. I can sense it now. Conrad, Harvey, step aside. Back to Conrad. Big arc. Not the big bucket. 3 Jack Jumpers there waiting for the rebound. Adams hunted it down and brings it down. Steindl didn't want to have a crack from 3. Back to Adams. Don't want to waste this one. Gonna have to put it up though. Down to 3. Step back 3. Huge!
That is huge. The last 2 times Tim Conrad was in front of him, he's been unsuccessful, and it resulted in 2 turnovers. Big hit.
And stripped. Conrad. Ooh. Adams the rebound.
18 threes for the Jack Jumpers. The Hobart Devils played 351 NBL games. Never made more than 16 threes in a game. So Tassie's got this record sewn up with 8 minutes to go.
Basketball's changed a bit since the Devils were in. And the push off. How do you like that?
Oh, McIntosh.
Just too aggressive. You just used that off arm.
He looks confused.
You already had the advantage.
You're spot on. He had the advantage. He had the strength and the size. All he had to do was just be patient, take a dribble, and use his body to go up. It looked like Rattan Mays might have sold it a little bit, but you extend your arm on a smaller guy who's going to be going down anyway. Call's going to go against you.
Tassie's still up 10. Over to you, Illawarra.
Harvey. Reith. Trouble called. And
Reith getting it done in the paint.
Ref didn't listen to the scream of travel, and this game is well and truly alive.
Well, we keep talking about they're putting him in that position, Duop Reith. Josh Majette went for the steal. He didn't have to do that. Just play solid, because every time someone's arrived on the catch of Duop Reith, the Jack Jumpers have had to stop. Whether he's missed a shot or he's made the extra pass and someone's missed, there's no need to try and go for that steal. Just be solid. Duop Reith did well to make it pay. Even if he did travel, it doesn't matter. It's another M1 opportunity.
Creeping ever closer. In the corner, Steindl.
Oh,
Steindl time.
Now,
the captain delivers.
Every single basketball person in Australia will know, why would you leave Clint Steindl in the corner?
Extends the lead back to 10.
It's It's just those little mental lapses that have been the whole season. So you got to stunt at somebody else and make something else happen.
Krislovic hands it over. Majet behind the back work. Oh, Krislovic the feed. Back out to Steindl.
Great ball movement.
Tom Mace. Duop Reith. Tom Mace. Showing no respect. And he makes them pay. Duop Reith.
Duop Reith coming big.
Got to do that.
Coming up big in this fourth quarter.
They're basically saying they're going to live with it. So if he can get his feet right and step into it, he's got to knock it down.
He's up to 21.
Foul caught on Conrad.
There you go, Corey. There's Tim Conrad realising what's happened with Josh Adams a couple of times. Maybe a bit overzealous, but that play right there. This is the three-point line. The defence falls down. There's Tim Conrad. Yep. No, thank you. Take that one out of bounds. Let me get back to my matchup.
And if you've joined us late, Tasmania win. Not only do themselves a favour, they do Brisbane a favour, they do Adelaide a huge favour. They open up fourth spot. Illawarra lose this game, they'll lose fourth spot. The Kings will steal it. Adams. Kenyon back to Adams. 3 left on the shot clock. Phenomenal.
20 3-pointers made.
Well, you've got to carry a hand. Josh
Back
Adams,
to 10.
Josh Adams, he was 5 of 8 before that possession. Duop Reith was in his stance, but his hands were down again.
I'm going to tell you what's going on.
And he just let him walk into a 3-ball.
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. They are in a daze. 23 pointers made.
And they're not done yet. The meter's still running for the JackJumpers. Majet. McVeigh. Up fake.
Oh, with the left.
Floater on the run.
Timeout.
Oh, with the left.
Stop this bleeding. It is blood everywhere.
Everywhere. Everywhere. Now look at this. Josh Adams. Duop Reith. Duop Reith was too late with his hand up. Josh Adams is lighting it up. And look at this with the left. If you don't mind. Little lefty flotation device.
12-point game. Ton of time left. This one's a ripper. $5 minutes and 38 seconds for Illawarra to get things right. And 5 minutes and 38 seconds left for the JackJumpers to finish it all off. Their hard work.
Well, it's just got to be those little plays of what do you want them to do? Well, Josh Adams just walked into that. Duop Reith has to be meeting him where he's going to have to do something else. Get downhill, get past me, run into the help. Josh Adams literally walked slowly into it. Duop Reith with the late contest.
Tasmania have been comfortable the whole game.
Whole game.
Defensively, there hasn't been enough intensity by Illawarra. And now when you're trying to play with intensity, running them off the three-point line, they just get into the basket. Easy.
You can see it in their eyes. The JackJumpers players have been getting better with each passing game.
Well, we're officially at more record-breaking territory. The JackJumpers are the first team to hit 23s at the Wynn Entertainment Centre in over 20 years.
Wow. Step back for Tan Mays. Reith, huge rebound.
Been battling hard, Duop Reith.
Battling so hard, but battling by itself.
It's on this end right here. Then he gets some stops.
Illawarra bench up, trying to add to the energy. Majet. Majet gets it back. From outside. Tough shot. Impossible shot. Straight back down the floor and Reith.
Well, one good defensive possession. Easy 2 points. Rinse and repeat for the Hawks.
25 points for Duop.
Adams takes on with high off the glass. Important too.
And
he's on one.
That's what happens when you start knocking down those threes, hitting off-balance shots. You in a groove. Tough finish.
Mays got Steindl in the air. Another two. Back to single figures.
Things are opening up for them a little bit on the offensive end now. A couple of easy buckets. But this end right here, they need some stops. If you're the JackJumpers, get the ball through hands and then get the ball in Josh Adams' hands. 8 of 14, 22 points.
One called on Antonius Cleveland.
And that's his 4th foul. Yep. He's the one on ball that brings that pressure and intensity. And now, he can't foul. Illawarra collectively need to be more aggressive defensively on ball.
Steindl. Adams. Loving his afternoon at the office.
Oh my. Josh Adams is on one. 7 of 10. Like I said, Corey, just get him the ball. Not straight away. Get some side to side.
Harvey from way outside. Straight back at you.
Let's go at it.
Oh, this game is far from over.
Let's go at it.
Blow for blow right now. McVeigh hands it up. Back to Majet. Adams with the up fake. Kenyon not his shot to take. Majet. 5 on the shot clock. Steindl. Long range 2. Didn't get it. Crowd roaring. Mays straight back down the floor. And the jam. That Cleveland cleaver. And they're back in it.
Starts on the defensive end. You get a stop. Run him off the 3. Make him take. Ooh, you see that 3-point shot right there. Right back at you, says Tyler Harvey. But you have to make them run off the 3-point line and take a tough mid-range shot. They miss, you rebound, you get opportunity to run. 6-point game. This man right here, Peter Hooley, take it away.
Well, he's been outstanding. 25 points, and this is kind of how he was playing at the start of the year, but he was just forcing everything. When he starts feeling good about himself, good things happen. 7 of 10 from 3. He's got 4 assists, 4 rebounds, but hands down, how many easy ones did he get to start feeling good? And then he hits tough ones. Like, that's some things you're going to live with, but if you get guys who are confidence players start feeling good, look at that. His feet were facing Oscar Foreman. Had that one, just knocks it down. He has been outstanding. As have all the JackJumpers. This one right here, hands down. I'm having a good night, so I'm going to let that one fly.
Look at that shot chart.
That's a thing of beauty.
Wow. 21 of 40.
Well, they're 21 of 40. Now, the record for most three-point makes in the 40-minute era, 40-minute game, is in November 2014. Melbourne United's first year, they were 22 of 34, 65% in that game. Dave Barlow went 5 of 7 in that one.
Oh, they're breaking this record right now.
Oh,
they're breaking that record. How many you said?
22.
Oh, yeah.
But 22 of 34.
That's fantastic.
3 minutes left. It's been an epic. They led by as much as 14, the JackJumpers. McVeigh. So late in the shot clock again, Adams. And the reach in, Mays bails them out.
Gorge doesn't like it, but it really didn't have to be there. I know it's probably, if he launches it, you think it's probably going, look, hands in. Josh Adams kind of grabbed him. But again, just don't need to put your,
on the shot clock.
You don't need to put your hands in there.
Right.
Look at the shot clock, 2 seconds. If he takes a step back, ends up at half court and nails it, you're just saying, look, you're having one of those nights. It's just no need, and Gorge doesn't like it, but
that's the correct call.
Well, it's a veteran move from Josh Adams. He had absolutely nothing going.
Majet. Adams.
Take 2.
2 left. That is crazy good.
My goodness, Corey.
22 threes made.
There you go. Now, Gorge saying, do not leave him. There's the tied record, 22 made threes.
Harvey puts it up, and they get the stop.
He's 8 of 11.
This has been ridiculous.
Well, you know it's going up.
Don't let him catch the ball.
Give it to him back.
Majet. Adams wants it. He's waiting out there. Majet goes alone.
Oh, big rebound.
Kyle McIntosh.
Kyle McIntosh, Josh Adams. This has been some sort of performance.
Big offensive rebound. Number 14 on the night.
Well, all the obscure records are there. Tim Conrad coming in for his shooting. This is the first time any team has made more than 21 threes against Brian Goorjian. This is Brian Goorjian's 790th game. And he said at halftime, he said, look, they're just shooting the lights out. And we spoke about it. A lot of the time at halftime, you'd be thinking, oh, the well will dry up. No, sir.
McIntosh. Majet feeds it. McIntosh fouled on his way to the hoop. Will go to the line for 2.
Good find. Real good find. Majet just nice pocket pass. McIntosh goes up aggressive. Gives himself an opportunity to go to the free throw line for 2. But again, mentally, he has come to play in this second half.
It's been phenomenal. The performance, Josh Adams, wow. 27-year-old from Phoenix, Arizona, played in Italy, Russia, Turkey, China, Spain, Dallas Mavs Summer League. Once hit 9 threes in a college game, so he's had the ability to do it in the past. 8 of 11 from three-point range in this one, Josh Adams. And then he died in a car accident a few years ago. Career over.
Well, it's a decent weekend for point guard's named Jay Adams.
And they're 138 from a win that sets them up as the wild card to finish this season and maybe playoffs in their first season. And they get the stop here.
And they just set the tone. As you said, Corey, danger game, because they get the ability to, everybody can shoot the ball with a semi-good look. And they're going to play with energy. That's the way they play. Some of them have been tough, make no mistake, but a lot of them were easy to start with. And then when you start feeling good, Josh Adams, 8 of 11 from 3. Josh Majet, 4 of 8. Sam McDaniel was 4 of 4. Clint Steindl, 3 of 7. Kyle McIntosh chimed in with his own 3-ball. Jack McVeigh, 2 of 6. Just been an outstanding team performance. And that man, Zor Breathe, you said it, Corey, lone hand. He's tried hard for his 25 and 8. It's all plays like this. As we spoke about it, that's where they were trying to get him. And when JackJumpers did a good job at trying to meet him early, then he started to get involved a little bit, just making quick decisions, smart, quick decisions. Like right here, okay, catch and shoot. Should have been a 3. Defense made his presence known. Got 3 blocks. He's been that lone hand again. When he made a good, quick decision, gets to his spot, good things happen. They've got shooters left. What can they get?
So a big 126 coming up here for both these teams and for the competition. And talk about Josh Adams from range. Well, if you think you can shoot a full court shot at an NBL game, head to the NBL website win page. Enter for your chance to shoot for $100,000 in the Latrobe Financial Sharp Shot. And if you do miss your first shot, you get a second go from half court for $50,000.
I'm backing Josh Adams to knock that down in this game.
They need a hero in a hurry. Jessup can't land it. They get the rebound. Harvey cranks it up.
That was a very pretty set. Well drawn up from Brian Goorjian.
This has been an impressive performance.
Spirited and record-breaking, all the above.
Without Will Magnay.
I gave them a very minimal chance without Will Magnay. Josh Adams just tries to test the waters. He was too close.
Another offensive rebound.
I thought it was going to be tough with Sam Froling and Will
That's
Magnay.
to break the record. Almost. Still think they're going to do it.
It's just been outstanding. The way they played. They were undersized, just the energy they play with. It's the rare two-point field goal attempt from Tim Conrad.
Adams, part of the siege, got between them. Had some good performances this season, the JackJumpers, but this, their absolute best. Won 4 of their past 5 games coming in. Getting better with each passing game, and it'll reach in by Jessup.
You would have had a chance, Corey. I think they might want to let it fly. But there's the foul, so they're not going to get that record. But 22 of 42, 52% from 3. It's going to win you a lot of games.
Scott Roth said, the coach, that he got the right guys when he was recruiting, the right guys to set the team culture that he was after. The right guys to get their DNA right from day one, because you only get one chance to establish your identity as a new franchise.
They've exceeded expectations.
And they started the wrong way with what he wanted. Pre-season they showed some flashes, and then those individual meetings after a couple of weeks with each guy saying this is what we need, it's we, not me. And a lot of that was to Josh Adams and Josh Jet, who's saying you're going to be our guys, but you've got to trust the rest of the squad. That's got to trust the Clint Steiners, the Sam McDaniels, everybody else to make plays. Jack McVeigh's come on in the last few weeks, and they've done that, and they're just playing the right way. And this has just been an outstanding night.
And on the other side of the coin, the Illawarra Hawks won 3 of their past 6 games coming in, but all 3 were against Cairns. Coming off a 25-point win heading into this, but that was against Cairns.
You put the fork in the Hawks, Corey?
A couple weeks ago. Kings, Phoenix, United, Perth.
I'm trying to think of who.
Ian Clark came in, 13 points in about 15 minutes of action. His first game in 2 years. When he gets his legs under him, Xavier Cooks, you know what he brings.
It's really hard to argue that for. See, the JackJumpers aren't laying down either, though. But Josh and Jet just going to get that points percentage up, too. They've had a couple of low games. Not even going to bother. Good win.
Crazy good win for the JackJumpers. Best win of the season. And they are a playoff contender, winning by 10 away from home. 96-86, answered every challenge all afternoon.
They were brilliant, and they set the tone from the opening tip. Yes, they missed a couple of things early, but the way they were running, they were rotating, they were boxing out, they were crashing the offensive glass. They out-rebounded the JackJumpers. They out-rebounded the Hawks without Will Magnay. That's just a phenomenal team performance. 20 assists, 22 threes. It's a game this whole club will remember for a long time.
15 offensive rebounds.
And well, we talk about all the records that keep tumbling. It ties the record for most threes made by a team in the 40-minute era. And they made 18 more threes than their opponent. That equals another all-time NBL record. So they made 22 threes to the Hawks, who were 4 of 22. A lot of smiles tonight.
Their next game is home in Tasmania against the Wildcats. The JackJumpers.
All smiles.
And it'll be a full house for that against the Wildcats. It will be a rockin'. Oscar Foreman, courtside.
Josh, great team game tonight, but an equally great individual performance. How did you feel coming into the game?
Good, confident. I know a lot of people have been counting us out, but we have great players on this team. We came out, we executed our game plan, and came away with a massive W.
It looked like as the game went along, everything just opened up for you. Looked like anytime they trapped you, you could find an open man, and as soon as they retreated, the basket just grew. Is that the way, and you got confidence from your teammates?
I mean, my teammates have given me confidence since day one, regardless of what's being said. You know, I can shoot the ball a little bit, but when you got a guy like Sammy Mack that scores 20 in the first half, it takes a lot of focus away. Jack McVay hits some threes, Clint's hitting some threes. You know, you can only guard so many people, so everything that they did on the floor opened it up for me.
Absolutely. Congrats tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, it's one of the best individual performances we'll see this year. Josh Adams, there was a couple the other night, last night in fact. He is our Foot Locker player of the game. 28 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 threes. A lot of them were open like this, your hands down. All right, now I'm feeling good. And then he just hit tough shot after tough shot. He's a confidence type player. That's what he's going to bring. And that is exactly why Scott Roth wanted him. And look at this. Feet are facing the other way. It doesn't matter. I've already hit a couple. I'm enjoying myself tonight. Why wouldn't you? You'll remember this game for a long time as well.
So will we.
Absolutely. Let's just look at that. Just late to contest. Make him do something else. He hit double as many threes himself as the entire Hawks team.
They built a great roster to establish a culture, and the captain to establish that culture is with Oscar Foreman.
Clint, Scott came out and he challenged, said this isn't Will Magnay team. He said, look, we're going to get it done by committee. How do you guys feel coming in with that?
I mean, the feeling was that's the way we had to look at it. I mean, we're losing a lot of size without Will out there, and I guess sticking with our game plan, with the process. I mean, we're giving up a lot inside, and we knew it was going to happen at some stage. We just had to try and take a stand with it, make it as tough as possible. But yeah, down the other end, we had some big performances. Sammy Mack, J.A. hitting some massive shots.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like everyone had their time of hitting shots. You hit 3 threes early on. How is the camaraderie going? How was the feeling of the team evolving throughout the season?
I mean, the camaraderie is great. I mean, we understand we're a first-year team, and we probably got a whole heap of stuff going against us with that, so there's no point turning on each other when we're losing. We stick together as a group, and we win as a team, we lose as a team. That's the way we're looking at it.
Great to watch you guys play for the first time, so good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Cheers, Oscar. Well done.
Take a breath, and we'll be back to wrap up. One of the best wins of the season. JackJumpers away by 10. Been great to have your company wherever you've been watching this one. Tasmania by 10 as we look at the Hungry Jacks highlights, and there'll be plenty of them from the JackJumpers.
There will be. Again, we just keep saying it. They were outstanding. And yes, they shot well. They made a lot of tough shots, but they got a lot of easy ones to start. Their confidence is rolling, and this is going to feel so good. I just love the way that Quinn Steiner and Josh Adams both are answering those questions from Oscar Foreman. They've just got their self-belief. They've got enough players there. They've got enough weapons that they're going to do it by committee. Scott Roth has put in this culture. He's created it, and everyone's starting to do their thing, play their roles, and good things are happening. Yes, the Hawks fought hard down the stretch. To give up 96 points to the JackJumpers, it's just not good enough. And yes, we keep saying, they hit some tough shots, but a lot of breakdowns on the defensive end. And that's what Brian Goorjian's been trying to highlight all season long. They've got to fix that. Adams, terrific. Sam McDaniel did all his work in the first half, didn't have to do much in the second half. Duop Breath and Antonius Cleveland set the tone. But it's going to come down to that defensive effort. 96 points. At what point on that three-point record run are you going to change something and really say, I need to run everybody off the three-point line? Their hands are down. They're rising up over the top of you. It's a really good performance. Out-rebounded with no Will Magnay. Would we ever think that a team would be able to out-rebound the Hawks with the likes of Sam Froling, Duop Breath? But one positive, free throws. 20 of 25 for the Illawarra Hawks, who struggle to get to their free throw line usually. 4 of 22 from 3. That's going to be tough for them to win any game like that.
Well, you warned us, Corey, early on. You came into the house and said, look out.
I knew that without Magnay, the team is going to step up. This is not a bad team. You know, Will Magnay, I love Will Magnay, right? But it ain't like he's Joe Chi, right? These other guys collectively came in with intent. We're going to box out. We're going to gang rebound. We're going to play defense. We're not going to allow Illawarra to think they can dominate us because we do not have our big guy.
Talked about how good Adams was, but Magette was fantastic as well. In fact, you could have probably thrown up 3 or 4 guys, but Josh Magette has been the kind of guy that is filling the role that they exactly needed.
Yeah, he did well. He was really patient about going about his business. He had the 16 points, forced a couple at some times, but again, just made those right plays. He was always looking to get other people involved, get the ball back to Josh Adams, which I thought was one of the best things about it. Yes, he's realising that Josh Adams has it, but holding on to it for the right time, finding the mismatch. Okay, let me throw it back to him, hitting big shots when he has to. And this is, again, we talk about the JackJumpers. Incredible shot chart. I'll be framing that and I'll be sticking that somewhere if you're Scott Roth in the pool room. But when you talked about it, Corey, on paper, if you take out the JackJumpers against most teams in the league, but for tonight, the starting 5, one-on-one, if you put them in a one-on-one situation, they're probably not going to win too many of those games. Well, you think about Tyler Harvey versus Josh Magette, one-on-one. Tyler Harvey's great one-on-one. Duop Breath, Jared Bairstow, Sam Froling, Jack McVeigh, all the way down. They're probably not winning. They might win a couple of those battles. But as a team, they go into battle together. Scott Roth has said that. We, not me. They play as a team. They play as a unit. They have fun together. And that's why they get wins like this.
And we talked about it during the call, how important it was for both teams when it comes to the Amy ladder as well. Now, Melbourne United are top of the pops right now. They are the number 1 team in the competition. But beyond Melbourne United, it's pretty tight. Tasmania now only played the 14 games, 7-7. Illawarra just above them. They drop out of the top 4 with this loss.
Well, they do. And look at the Sydney Kings. They're in top 4. So that's the top 4 that Corey thinks will be there at the end of the season.
Not Corey thinks. Corey knows.
Corey also knew that Duop Breath would be the finals MVP. But again, I love what they're going about their business. The JackJumpers, every game in this league's tough. Yeah, we're starting to see that separation. But what you can't fall asleep. New Zealand laid an egg today. But New Zealand have shown that they can really come on any given night and give teams a big problem. So Cairns Taipans play with energy. You can't fall asleep against any team. Yes, that separation's coming, but it's going to be a massive end to NBL22.
Sydney Kings, I am on the train. I know what I saw yesterday. They're in the top 4.
I'm with you.
They're in the top 4.
Whoa.
Phoenix, they're in the top 4. And United, they will be, that's the top 4. Take it from me. That's the top 4.
Big round coming up next round.
I saw the Sydney Kings yesterday.
So that's the end of round 12. Been great to have your company for Hungry Jacks NBL round 12. Round 13 starts Thursday night. Cairns and the Bullets. Gee, some fantastic games in that, including South East Melbourne Phoenix and the Perth Wildcats. And the JackJumpers host the Wildcats as well. Make sure you join us for round 13 of the Hungry Jacks NBL22 season. We'll catch you next Thursday night for the Taipans and the Bullets. Hope you enjoyed that one as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. The Tasmania JackJumpers, the big surprise packet of the season, winning in Illawarra, knocking the Hawks out of the top 4. 10-point winners, 96-86, off the back of 22 threes.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Trade.
Josh, you'll start us off.
Coach Josh, again, you might great win today. Would you regard that as one of the great wins this season? Would you regard that as one of the best?
I didn't hear the end of that so garbled. Maybe one more time, sorry. The end of that's all just garbly.
Sorry, mate.
That's all good.
Got the kids in the background. Would you regard that as one of the best wins of the season today?
Well, let me start with a few things besides basketball. I really respect Gorge and obviously his career and everything he's done. And when I was crashing and burning about 2 months ago when this season started, he was a coach that reached out to me and we had a long chat and just stayed positive with me to get through the beginning of the season and just not go home. And I really want to thank him for that. Personally, I did, and he's a hell of a man. This game, for us, on the road, anytime you win in this league, this league is just no joke.